Hello, Erik here from Hardware for Gamers, and in this video I'll be building and testing a $600 gaming PC using all new parts. Now I might be cheating a little bit on that $600, and that's because I'm using the purchase price, and because I got most of the stuff on sale. So depending on your region and where you like to shop, you might not be able to make this system for $600, but you should be able to get something pretty close. And on top of that, I'm not including taxes, again because of the region thing, nor am I including the cost of Windows. You can choose what operating system you want and how you get it on your own. So starting off with the CPU, I chose the Ryzen 5 2600, got this thing for $100, and the price to performance at that price is just stupid. Like, it's really just silly. For the CPU cooler, I chose the Uphere AC12 RGB. The AC12 isn't the greatest CPU cooler at $35, but it will allow me to do some overclocking. You can see this video up here. But the nice thing about the AC12 is it comes with a RGB fan hub, which will be needed because the motherboard is the Gigabyte B450 Aorus M, which only has 3 fan headers. You can see more about AM4 motherboards by clicking this card. I got the Aorus M for $65. For system memory, I went with the G.skill Ripjaws V, rated for 3200 MHz, mainly because it was priced very well at $35. For storage, I got the 480 gig Adata SU630, which is an SSD that I paid $45 for. For the GPU, I went with the Gigabyte RX 590 Gaming 8G, and I got this for $150, meaning I pretty much stole it. For the power supply, I chose the Corsair CX550M, which is a bronze-rated power supply that is also semi-modular, that I got for $60. And all this glorious hardware will be going into the Fractal Design Meshify C that I picked up for $75. If you want to learn more about the Meshify C, you can click this card. And finally, I'm adding one additional Fractal Design GP12 fan to the case. Now, I had this one lying around, but you can find something similar for around $10. Time for the fun part. Let's start building. So now I have a $600 PC, but we can't call it a gaming computer unless it can play Crysis. Okay, with that fun out of the way, actually, let's get to the real benchmarks. Now, for whatever reason, I did test multiple APIs in each game just to kind of see what would give you the best performance with this GPU. Vulkan obviously works very well. Okay, so I'm not exactly sure what was happening with Borderlands 2. For some reason, the DirectX 12 just completely crapped out and did not want to work whatsoever. I'm not apparently the only one having this problem. So I was able to overclock the CPU to 4.1 gigahertz. And had the memory running at its XMP profile of 3200 with the timings of 16, 18, 18, 38. I also had the GPU overclocked. I had a plus 55 to the core clock, which brought it up to 1600. And I had a plus 200 to the memory, which brought it up to 2200. The thermals for both the CPU and GPU were quite good. And that is actually when running at stock and running with the overclock. Power consumption, when running stock, the system put out 60 watts at idle and had a peak wattage of 365 when running stock. When overclocked, it was pulling 88 watts from the wall and had a peak wattage of 435. So new PCs are very efficient. So $600 gets you a pretty nice PC in 2020. I do have some slight issues with the build overall. Apparently the 480 gig SSD doesn't quite go as far as I would like it to. I only could really get about 5 or 6 new titles on the hard drive before it started running into space issues. And I guess this is kind of to do with the case or the noise. I would like to personally spend a little bit more and get a few nice PWM fans to bring down the noise level when running at idle. So I suppose those would be 2 pretty easy upgrades if you're going up to that $650 or $700 mark. So that's all I got for this one. If you liked the video, you know what to do. Subscribe, click that bell icon so you get notified whenever I drop a new video. And as always, thanks for watching and see you next time.